Oh my God, what a week. This is one of those weeks. Whew. Oh man. I would like to just leave it there. It's just one of them weeks, you know what I'm saying? Like when man, I just wish if within that 1 week you could have purge rules. Y'all remember that movie The Purge? But anyways, we here though. Council Roundtable, episode 141. You bums, you dig? What to do, Blaze? Yeah, it'd be like I'm over here watching. I'm actually watching SmackDown right now. I'm way behind. You know what I'm saying? I started it from the beginning. But yeah, pull up. Well, goody. Let's get it. Right now, I'm watching LA Knight against this dude, Austin Theory. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie, this wrestling week was trash. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm just gonna start from there. MLW did a decent show on YouTube, but everything else, like, oh my god. I'm just gonna drop the link because I'm here watching this match. I really don't have much to say because not really much happened. You know, Lacey Evans, she about to have her OnlyFans. You know, this motherfucker here up in the blicky. That means like basically drawing a gun. That's how we say it in the Bronx. You up in the blick, got that blicky. Give me 1 second. Let me drop this link real quick. Give me 1 second, y'all. Pull up. I gotta get a package real quick. Shit. That's my bad, y'all. I had to get these packages real quick. I see y'all. What the fuck? This nigga mad goofy. Nigga, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck was that?
What was what?
Not you. This dude. Yo.
Yeah.
First things first, man. For all those people saying that Edge is going to debut next week,
Come on, man. They always do this.
You must be the biggest morons on the face of the planet.
Hey, what's up to all y'all though? What up, bro? You know they're gonna do. You know the
Rex and Lou
AEW memes
Shalinda, huh?
don't stop. The AEW memes don't stop. You know that.
Hey, what's up, Scott? Yeah, that's annoying too. That's annoying. AEW fans always talk about this person is all elite, that person is all elite. They want AEW to be the end all be all, and they don't even acknowledge the other companies. Like give them a chance to sign. But Jay Uso is not going nowhere. Edge will be ruining his legacy if he goes there because he's injury prone. He gonna be paralyzed if he
There's
goes there.
people out there really believing that shit. There's people out there really
Everybody
believing Jay Uso is gonna be at Wembley.
I think the tribalism is just
Like,
insane. They
yo, that
want
shit is
everybody.
retarded.
Tribalism. Those are
It's not
fanboys.
tribalism, it's stupidity.
Yes,
They're fanboys.
Like
it's
how
kind of
motherfuckers really thinking Jay Uso is gonna show up at Wembley Stadium.
that's why I said that's why I said his family his family is family royalty in WWE. What reason in their mind is he going to AEW? Really?
Man, they ain't family royalty. They're godfathers. They're like the Gambino mafia. They're not leaving the WWE. And
Like they even bring it back Nia Jax because who she related to. Godly. Everybody is not all
I thought she was going somewhere else.
It's not
Here's
even
my-
related. Do you see how amazing she looks right now? That photo that I posted on the Wrestling Council. Nia
She's a
Jax.
lot more. Yeah, Nia Jax is a lot more fit now.
Fuck how she looks.
Title
It's all
on
about her getting better in the ring and not.
and she has. She been training. She been taking a.
I seen like one
training.
video of her training. I seen that.
No, it's several videos. It's several videos.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Actually, I think the fact that she was overweight and so powerful, that's what made her unsafe. Some people just can't be big.
It was on WWE checks. That's what it was.
Like everybody
get good of those WWE checks.
Like everybody deserves a chance. So if she really down and more safer and actually legit, I would give her another shot in the ring.
Like this is my thought about this. If Edge wants to go to AEW and finish his career with Christian, okay, then I don't find a problem with
for a cheap pop. Let's go be for a cheap pop.
But you gotta understand, I don't have a problem with that.
Edge is done wrestling. Edge is done wrestling. He ain't going nowhere.
But
what's up, Ballet?
He ain't going nowhere. He's done. He's going. He's gonna retire.
What's going on, Nate? What's going on, Dynasty?
What's good? What's good?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Yeah, what's going on, Dynasty?
What's good, Marcus?
TKO was goody.
What's good? If anyone says Dynamite Wednesday was fantastic, they deserve to get slapped.
Or they just might be a fan of 90s Japan.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hold on, wait. Let's slow down.
Okay, can I say something?
Let's slow down.
Can I say something, Sammy?
Marcus, hold on,
all right.
dude. Wait. Nate, what's good, my dude? How you feeling? And whoever that's in the background, please turn that down. Let's start from the top. Please, whoever that is in the background, turn that. Please, I had a hell of a week. I don't give a fuck. I'm drop kicking motherfuckers off the round table and when they come with that noise. Please. That's one thing I'm not tolerating tonight.
I gotta be honest with you about Dynamite.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on, Nate.
Yeah.
My dude was goody.
Oh, good. Dynamite was a 9.5 this week. It should have been a 10, but it was only 2 hours.
I know you're trolling now. Black Star, you was right. You was right. He be trolling. He be trolling sometimes.
Oh man.
No, I wasn't that good.
TKO was goody.
What's up, yo? How y'all living? I feel
Yeah,
like,
but
I feel like Dynamite was just bad this week. I feel like I need to watch Rampage tonight.
yeah, like I'm hearing Rampage is actually
Almost
better
broke him
than
up
what
there.
Dynamite was.
Well, right
I
now,
mean,
I
at least
can
they got
tell
the
you
bill
this.
for all
Yo,
in.
he
So
said
that was
Dynamite
good.
was so bad, I might want to watch Rampage tonight.
Oh my god!
I
I might
mean,
watch
Hey,
old
listen,
episodes
saying
of WWF
I'm gonna hey,
Superstars.
listen.
Right?
I'm
saying
gonna
Just
be
Get that
real
fucking,
taste out of your
honest.
mouth.
fucking
hey,
Saturday
Listen,
Slam.
hey,
listen. I'm not
Sandman,
biased.
Live wire.
I never
Listen,
Live
fell
wire.
I'm not
asleep.
biased. If an
I
episode
never
of wrestling is terrible, I'm gonna say it.
I never fell asleep doing a wrestling show in my near 30 years of watching wrestling and stuff. Never.
You sound like
You've
Never,
been
the,
not
you sound
even
like
watching
the
Raw the last
ultimate.
Dynamite.
couple of years? Oh my god! I've been falling asleep
Never.
You sound
watching
like the
Never.
ultimate Mark.
Never.
You never
Raw.
And
fell asleep. You never
At
fell
least Raw
asleep
did.
on one
At,
match, not
Dude,
one.
not
Sandman
at
fell asleep
all.
on a Royal Rumble last year.
And I'm proud
Not
to
at
admit
all
it. Yes,
because
yes, I did.
Wow.
Yes,
because
on
this
live. Yes, yes, I
Not
did.
live. You were sleeping.
Tell me you was snoring. I gotta go back and
You
watch
were
that one if that
snoring.
happened.
Yes.
Oh,
I
I
don't
gotta
give
go
a
watch
fuck. Yes,
that.
I did. That shit was that boring.
Go back and
but
watch
Which
your
one was it?
but
That
I
text
want to
James
Which
say
Royal
Farmer
this
Rumble was that, Nate? Which Royal Rumble was that?
last year.
2022.
2022.
Yeah,
But
2022. Yeah.
Last year.
but
Yeah.
That's the one.
I wanted to
I'm like, is
say
he
I
still
wanted
there?
to
And the guy was like, I think he's sleeping. I'm like, yeah, I think
I
he is.
want
Oh my
I don't
wow.
give a fuck.
That was me doing one of
It
them
was that
Saudi
bad.
shows.
can I say
Bro,
something?
me too. I
At
fell asleep
least
during the Saudi show too.
dude, let him say
Yeah.
something so he can
He
get it
was,
out the way.
Sandman was sleeping so bad,
No,
we
yeah,
actually got
Marcus. See,
promotion
that's
from
what I'm talking about.
NyQuil.
See, hold on,
We actually
wait.
got NyQuil.
Marcus,
y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead.
yeah,
I
you
was
gotta, we're gonna get your
yeah
turn. Like,
yeah.
Huh? Oh, yeah, but I was just saying, you were sleeping so bad, we actually got a commercial from NyQuil. They wanted a
I mean, geez. I mean, at least the terrible pay-per-views, at least the past terrible pay-per-views and shows, at least they had something to make you wake up. I mean, God, I mean, even AEW hardcore is questioning Tony Khan's book and calling him Vince McMahon and stuff because you even I had one of my buddies. I don't mess with this dude at all, but one of my buddies, they sent me a clip of JD Eva going off. He called him Vince McMahon. That's a huge problem. You got even the Tony Khan sexuals coming out saying Tony Khan can't book.
So what was the point of Leatherface coming out to Dynamite?
Apparently,
promoting
we
a
got
video
some
game.
type of endorsement.
hold on, let TKO
Yeah.
go. Go ahead, TKO. Let TKO say what he gotta say. Go ahead.
Well, first off, like I said, I'm unbiased, just like all you guys are. If a show is terrible, no matter how much I like a wrestling company, I'ma call it out. Dynamite did not hit this week, and to be honest, I'm watching Rampage right now, and this match between the Commander and Ray Phoenix is better
The Commander.
was
The
literally
Commander sounds like a
Commando.
condom company.
Yeah, that's that luchador. How you a luchador named Commander?
The Commander.
Here's my thoughts. Here's my thoughts about that.
And he nice though. I ain't gonna lie, he nice.
Oh, yeah.
But come
Bro,
on.
he's fighting Ray
Here's my
Phoenix
thoughts
right now
about that
on Ram-
technical.
He's fighting
Yeah,
Ray
he's
Phoenix
flipping
on
all over the
Rampage. This
place.
match is lit.
Like remember WWE was crucified, and you had Chris Jericho saying that zombie match years ago sent wrestling 30 years. The Leatherface guy coming out last night found out it was a jobber from AEW sent wrestling 50 years. That was absolutely terrible.
50 years?
Nah,
50 years.
How you know what happened 50 years ago?
That was some goofy shit. As
Dynasty, what's goody, my dude?
What's good, man? I was trying to say that the fact that they're booking Jeff Hardy in a death match. What are they doing?
Who want to see Jeff Hardy versus Jeff Jarrett in 2022?
It's not even about that. You're talking about a dude that's got substance issues like crazy, and you're putting him like pain matches. Like, what are you doing?
He always do that, yeah. Tony Khan love putting Jeff Hardy in them crazy matches.
Well,
Bro,
TNA in 2002 would love to
any
talk
match
to
with
all you
Jeff
guys.
Jarrett in it is trash, bro.
You had
Yeah, but you gotta give Karen Jarrett credit. She recreated that scene from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, going backwards up the stage with Leatherface
You had-
chasing.
God,
you had Tatiana. You had Tatiana
like
who
that.
you had Tatiana who was a big AEW fan and stuff, praising the show, and her grandfather watched that, and she was ripping Tony Khan apart. She was really upset.
She's like us.
It
She's
sounds like the toxic.
biased, unbiased.
you gotta be unbiased, bro.
Look here, if I
something's
want to
terrible,
watch
it's
Ace,
terrible.
if I want to watch a springboard
Damn, wow.
circus, I'll go watch the Wrangling Brothers. I don't want to watch a bunch of guys
Shut them
doing
down,
stuff.
What
man.
did you just say?
Now we all force Vince McMahon out of power and stuff. Can we honestly say Tony Khan needs to just become a businessman and just let other people run the show?
First
Nah,
thing,
you
Tony Khan needs to stay away from
people run.
wrestling. Period.
There's other people running the show too. Remember, we've
Yeah,
been
you got-
getting reports about. Even we've been talking about it on the show about
But
Punk
but
and
like you
Brian
say,
yeah.
R, Tony
Yeah,
Khan
Christopher
makes the final say.
Daniels. You know,
He's
there's
still
other
the final
people.
authority.
Go ahead, Scott. Go ahead.
But like you said,
12 was
Tony
goody.
Khan still makes the final say.
Chilling,
So,
just cooking,
so
just cooking.
if we're gonna say that about Vince, we gotta say that about Tony Khan. He
I
still
mean,
gets the final
God.
say.
He declined Bret Hart's invitation to be a producer and trainer
You don't
backstage.
you don't
No,
want
Bret don't wanna
you don't
put
want
up
Bret
with
Hart
that
in this shit show.
Nobody wants
He
Bret.
really,
Bret
really
don't
does.
want
Yeah.
Bret Hart would bring. I think Bret Hart would bring back the
Bret Hart
Hold on,
the
Marcus, stop.
spark.
We're not gonna moonwalk
No, he
because
won't.
we already spoke about that already with Brett. Like we spoke about that like 2-3 shows in a row about Brett. Like you already know what time it is with Brett. What I
Bro,
want to talk about,
Brett
is this wrestling week. You know what I'm saying? I think this wrestling week was lackluster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially when it's AEW. I'm expecting some more heat going to this whole All Out event or whatever because shit, I think I'm gonna be off that day. As a matter of fact, I'm do a watch party for that shit.
Yeah, and I found out. And I found
You
out.
got off?
Matter of fact, and I found out. And Tony Khan had 4 months to build to this pay-per-view. 4 months, always back in May, and he just now making
Well, they
a
had
call.
that New Japan show in between, so
Marcus, injuries do happen.
How about they get rid of that shit? Because nobody really fucking cares about Forbidden Door.
yeah.
No, it's a good show.
And it makes a good show, but
Me personally, I never watched it, but I get it. Like if it's doing good sales or whatever, or good viewership, and you got the NJPW fans, getting involved with the product. I get that part of when it comes to the business side. I do get it. Like me personally, I could care less about NJPW. To tell you the truth, most of the motherfuckers is the same to me. But I get it. They have to fill a certain demographic. But this is what I'm gonna say here, right? I can't be mad at this dude Tony Khan for trying to do some type of entertainment. A lot of people's bashing the whole Chainsaw Massacre shit, right? Yeah, the shit look corny as hell, but he tried something. You know what I'm saying? Everybody always says, "Oh, hold on." Give me, you go right after me, Black Star. I got you.
All right.
Everybody always saying like, "Oh, Tony Khan always have these motherfuckers doing this, doing that. There's no story. There's no, pizzazz, whatever. There's no type of promotion. Motherfuckers he needs a cross brand. He needs to get the product out there more. AEW. That's what he's trying to do. People really can't be like that mad because it's like take the Chainsaw Massacre. What is that? The new movie coming out?
Video
New
game.
game, I think.
Video game.
Yeah. Still, nonetheless, you know what I mean. You AEW's attaching the name to that brand. That's big business, and I think didn't that segment alone got like 100 racks in viewership.
I don't know. Warner Brothers was happy with the segment, so that's all I'm
It's
asking.
a sponsor. It's a sponsor thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a sponsor thing.
Yeah,
That's the
Like
thing about wrestling.
they're gonna have to
You,
expect AEW to do big business like that because I was saying that from before. Also, I was like, yo, they're gonna have to try to appeal to the demographic.
it's a sponsor thing, guys. That's the thing about pro wrestling. If you've been
Emotional
watching
troll. I
wrestling
see you in a
for
minute. Emotional troll. What's up?
Yeah.
My bad.
been watching wrestling for any period of time, like I always remember this. I always remember like when I first started watching WWF. I know y'all remember. Remember when WWF pay-per-views were always sponsored by what was it, Karate Fighters? Remember those little toy things?
Yeah.
They were fun to watch.
Rock'em Sock'em Robot type.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rocket Stalkers.
Yeah.
And then remember in WCW had like RoboCop.
Don't ever do that again.
Right. So like when you're a company, right, and you get sponsors, like that's a lot of money for the company, you know. So
Oh,
like
for sure.
if you're a booker and you're a promoter, and like Time Warner, Disney, whatever, they call you and say, hey, we want you guys to be our sponsor. We got this match idea. Like, you're not going to say no, because if you say no, then like you're going to piss them off, and that's just not good. So it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing because it's not good TV, but it's a good thing because you're getting sponsored, more publicity.
I swear I wasn't hearing this type of attitude towards that zombie match in 2021.
Well, because social media wasn't like this back then either.
I never said anything about it either. I never say anything
They're
about that.
promoting that something else too, right? They were promoting
Yeah,
something
zombie
like that.
movie.
I mean, it ain't worse than the pitch black match.
Like, that's my bad, yo. Yo, Black Star, go ahead, Black Star, because Black Star did have something to say, and I'll cut him off back to them. Go ahead.
Okay. Like, know what I thought about immediately when I saw that Texas Chainsaw match? I thought about that Mountain Dew pitch black match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Almost on the spot.
No, it is.
Not really. Nah, hell no. It was completely different.
Hey, did y'all notice?
Because the whole that Mountain Dew shit, because the Mountain Dew shit, I like the whole shit when they had the effect with the neon colors and all that shit.
Did y'all?
I didn't say that was
that was Bray Wyatt, right?
You didn't
talking about the Bray Wyatt shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I think it was different, completely different from the Chainsaw Massacre shit.
Did y'all notice? Did y'all notice? Did y'all notice during the beginning of the match, it was a red light, like they was copying off the Fiend versus Seth Rollins Hell in a Cell match with the red light.
That was horrible.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've never been a fan of wrestling matches that always wrestled in these dumbass lights, like the red light with the Fiend. And remember Sin Cara?
That was bad.
In a blue light. I hate when wrestlers do that.
The only time it worked was the original Kane.
But even he didn't keep it.
He didn't keep it, but it was short lived.
One match, and that was it.
Look here, that's gotta be Kane, okay? That's gotta be Kane.
And I got deaf in the right ear because I never screamed at a wrestling show in my whole years of watching wrestling. Not even any AEW shows and stuff. But
wrestling very long if that made you scream, bro. There's a lot of other shit that could have made you scream.
Yeah,
just go back to
WWE. Go back to SummerSlam.
That zombie match made me scream, and it wasn't even in a good way.
Wait, hold up. Are you telling me, Marcus, you didn't scream when Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt had a Hell in a Cell match that had disqualification? Because you're a liar if you tell me.
I didn't scream so much because at least the pay-per-view had some decent matches on it. That Wednesday show they have not a good match.
Bro, I
qualification. It was the match ended because
Fiend.
Bray Wyatt got freaking buried with chairs. How you fucking end a match that way?
McDonald's Playhouse.
Every week.
Why do we need a 40 to almost hour 2 promos? The MJF versus Adam Cole, it should not went almost an hour just talking, and the Kenny Omega and what's his name segment was almost 30 minutes. It was like last wrestling.
You're fucking out your ass now, bro. If you're gonna give legit criticism, give it legit criticism. That Kenny segment was like 3 minutes please get your head out your fucking ass, bro. I'm not gonna tolerate that shit.
I'm talking about.
Don't tolerate it, so.
Yeah, don't bring that bullshit in there.
I'm talking about if you add
the
up.
segment where Jim Ross was talking to Kenny Omega and then
I'm talking about if you add up.
Yeah, it was like a couple minutes.
That segment went like 3 minutes, bro.
I'm talking about if you add up both the segments. What are you talking about?
The Kenny segment was still like 3 minutes, bro. That was not.
I'm talking about if you add up both the segments together. So, which I mean, what I mean by that is the MJF and Adam Cole segment was 56 minutes or something. Felt like 56 minutes.
That sounds like a you problem, bro. That's what it sounds like.
Wait, hold on. He said what was 56 minutes? What?
It felt like 56 minutes.
Well, again, that sounds like a you
I know it was. I know it was quite.
I can sit here and say Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso felt like 5 hours when it wasn't. But okay.
Don't try to deflect from his show. The show
I'm
was
not
terrible.
deflecting. I just said that sounds like a you problem, bro. That's what it sounds like. Okay.
You can't always deflect when we criticize something in the other company.
You're not criticizing something. You just said it felt like something to you.
Yeah. You got to remember too. They do a lot of promos building up for the pay-per-views too. They don't want anybody getting hurt before a big show, so there's a lot of filler the final week. That's why I say don't go to like the last show before a pay-per-view because it's gonna suck. The go-home shows usually suck for pay-per.
Like you guys.
I never said it didn't have a story. I said the story was predictable because it was. Nobody in the fucking arena believed that Jay was gonna win. He had no chance of winning. It was predictable. And because it was predictable, it shouldn't have gone for 35 fucking minutes.
Bro, the thought of Jey Uso beating Reigns and winning
Wonder
the
saw that
match. Bro, Jey Uso winning the title was never even a thought in WWE's mind.
What Roman needs to do, and we're gonna focus on AEW. What Roman needs to do and what WWE needs to do is they need to understand not every Roman Reigns title match needs to be some epic 35, 45-minute clash. If the story calls for it,
and you know what? See, you know me. I'm fair.
Well,
I agree. I agree.
Right.
Like the matches don't have to be over.
Cole better be a 45-minute baby.
That match would have been a lot better if it was like 20 minutes. If it was 20 minutes, it would have been.
Hold on,
all right, go on.
Yeah. Let's Scott go because Scott ain't say something in a minute. Go ahead, Scott.
I was repeating. Virgil just called you out, but I tell you this: that
she did it.
Yeah, she called.
I'm about to say.
Adam Cole and MGF better have a 5-star 45-minute banger.
Oh God!
If not, that Wembley pay-per-view is gonna be a complete failure.
Here's my
thought. Because ain't they working the pre-show too?
Yeah.
They are working two matches.
Why did we speak up on the 2-minute women's match this past Wednesday?
Well, who was in it first off?
It was Britt Baker. There was the Bunny, I think.
Yeah, that should be 2 minutes. I'm sorry. That should be 2 minutes.
Nobody cares about the women of AEW,
especially the Bunny.
Here's my thoughts. Here's my thoughts on everything. If Marcus, if you thought that last Wednesday was a bad show that had you scream at your TV to make your ears hurt, then clearly you didn't. Clearly, everybody here remembers WWE 1995, right?
Yeah.
Which one?
Well, I wasn't watching in 1995. I ain't witnessed it.
Yeah, because you a young nigga, clearly.
What happened in 2005 that had us all pissed off?
95, not
95. Oh, 95 was just.
I don't know.
95 was a hard.
That was just bad.
Year for wrestling.
Oh God.
Was that King of the Ring?
95?
Well, I ain't witnessed.
Yo, Belly, that's so stupid.
0 minutes.
Well,
she ain't wrong there.
Not wrong.
Look here, AEW women haven't been good ever since Jade Cargill went on vacation. Because Valkyrie is
That's what, whoa. That's when you say it. Jade Cargill hasn't been there. No.
It hasn't been important.
Don't do that.
It hasn't been important. No one cares about women's wrestling right now.
It was before that. It's when they had that Thunder Rosa interim champion stuff. That's when it fell off.
And y'all know what they need and stuff. They need a Stephanie McMahon to run that division.
Oh no, we do not need no feminism in AEW. We do not need no feminism, please.
Bro, we do not need a 2023 version of the Authority era anywhere.
Yeah, I think the floor Authority is done. They'll never bring that back.
They're never going to bring that back, and they're never going to bring the part where they run Raw with a fucking computer. Come on.
Oh.
No, I actually like the computer. It made me chuckle.
The computer was good. It's just the payoff of Hornswoggle was terrible.
So how would y'all fix?
Edge made it
be Ken Anderson
Edge
too.
destroying that thing with the funniest part about it.
Yeah.
How would y'all fix?
Wait, no. I think you're thinking about Vince's son.
Vince's son. Oh yeah, Vince's son. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, Vince's son.
Shane should never be around wrestling ever in his life. Every time Shane gets into wrestling, it's a disaster.
Like a cat.
Shane deserves to get bitch slapped.
Hey, how would y'all fix the division though? The women's division.
Don't care.
I will just start off. You know what I mean? Like, right.
Here's a Valkyrie, and you bring up Athena from our Ring of Honor, but first you fire Valkyrie. She has no business in wrestling.
Man, look, first thing is first.
Damn.
I would have her be a valet for her husband, John Morrison, since he's there.
I can't
get him the fuck away.
They need to bring back the bra and panties matches. That's it.
Yeah,
don't make me carry
Oh my god, they would go nuts if they had one of those today.
You can't.
But they gotta rename it though. They can't say they can't just have it bra and panties. They gotta figure out a new name for it to be more
secret match.
You can't do that in today's feminist world.
You can't do that.
You can't do that no more.
Oh, please. Are you serious? All the chicks that be out there twerking with short skirts and no panties?
Bro,
check this out.
That's not wrestling fans though.
Shit is out now.
I agree with you, but that's not wrestling fans.
It's more ratchet now than it was from before during the Attitude Era.
No, Art, you're not supposed to question a woman twerking, but if a woman have on a bra and panties, we're exposing them and making them look like sluts.
Look,
so
man,
they want to act like sluts, and they can't.
This conversation is a waste of time, bro. The reality is mainstream fans don't care about women's wrestling. They do in the independents, but we don't.
Yeah,
at the end of the day. And not only that, they know how to wrestle. So it's not like before when we had the bra and panties matches and the chicks sucked in the ring. It's a different dynamic now. They actually know how to wrestle.
Like Miss Kitty and BB.
They was watching all over the damn place.
It's always been the smaller promotions, the smaller fans like Impact, Ring of Honor, MLW, NWA. Those are the places that's going to have like real women's wrestling. But like in the mainstream, like
MLW,
fans,
they got women.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But now the unfortunate reality is that mainstream fans, and I'm just going to include all of it, like WCW, ECW, WWF, everything mainstream fans. They've been conditioned for 30 years to just not take that shit seriously. They just don't take it
actually, ECW loved when women got into fights.
Yeah, they was fighting. They wasn't having matches. That's the difference.
Right, exactly.
I could agree with you, Toph, on that because the people who's been complaining about the women's division, they'll turn around and be like, "Oh, this woman sucks," and be sitting there like, "What? You was asking for this?"
It's true, they do suck.
Right? Yeah, like we want good women's wrestling. We just don't want any women's wrestling.
And you can tell, because it's like, and it's a problem. It's a problem in both companies, because that's why I say, like, I'm always going to, even though I don't watch Impact anymore, I'll always give them flowers because they were the first wrestling company that I grew up watching, that actually gave a shit about the girls without
Well,
asking you about it. You know.
I don't know, because Raw in like the early 2000s was women good. It's SmackDown that was just terrible.
They're the only couple that gave a damn.
I never
Honestly,
have a title.
WWE only had Trish Stratus and Lita, and that was it. Every other wrestler was hot garbage.
Nah. Molly was good. Jazz was alright.
Molly couldn't wrestle. Molly just looked good. That's it.
Hey, Gail Kim was the shit, bro. They
Oh
yeah.
One of the greatest.
WWE never
Victoria.
That's because just Vince. Never
The
mind.
thing
I'm not
is,
going there.
I couldn't stand that fucking the matches that she had with Awesome. That shit look goofy as hell.
And you know, the problem is one of the biggest things I've always had is that the Divas title has like this blemish against it. But like at the very end, like if you look at like the later era of like the Divas, like they actually had a pretty good roster of girls. Like at the end, like they had Layla, even though I don't care for her, they had Michelle McCool, they had Melina, they had Mickie James, they had Maurice, they had Eve Torres, they had AJ.
You can keep going.
They had a good.
Now that you bring up Layla really wasn't that bad in the ring. We definitely seen worse.
They had if you look at WWE's women's division in like 2009, 2010, 2011, it was all right. It was just during that time.
Any guy.
That division was.
You all got to blame Nikki Bella for that shit. The fact that Nikki Bella had the title for 400 days was a disgrace.
It was 300, and I think it was. Yeah, it was 300, like 40 some days. But that women's division was stacked because you didn't even mention the girl who was beefing with AJ Lee. What's her name in 2013?
Oh, she was terrible.
Caitlyn wasn't that bad.
Caitlyn
wasn't that bad. What was her name again?
Yeah.
Caitlyn. I'll say this much.
Caitlyn. I forgot about that bitch.
Yeah, I'll say this. Caitlyn was a lot better than some of the girls I've watched on TV.
No doubt.
Man, Caitlyn was better off on Oksana was better off on her OnlyFans.
Oh god, Oksana was garbage.
What sucks is they got rid of that giant girl that was supposed to be in there.
Oh yeah, from the NXT shit, right?
Yeah, because they fired her because she had like explicit photos on the internet or something like that, and they brought in Caitlyn.
Talk about that.
Aloisa or something like that.
Yeah,
she's like 6'7" or something like that.
Caitlyn tried to ruin.
But they okay with Charlotte Flair showing off a Skeletor body.
Well, it was a different time, man.
The only thing I didn't agree with Caitlyn and stuff is her trying to ruin Seth Rollins' career when she said Seth was sending her nudes and her boyfriend or husband or whatever talk about he gonna rip Seth Rollins' arms off. Like, come on. Seth Rollins wasn't going around.
I don't remember that.
He pulled out his Malachi Black. I'm sorry. You know what? As goofy as Seth Rollins is, I don't think Seth Rollins is one of those dudes you want to pick a fight with.
Yeah, you seen how
I slapped the shit out of Seth Rollins. Get the fuck out of here.
No, he put.
I will slap. I will slap the shit out of Seth Rollins. Fuck you mean?
You
don't want to pick a fight with Seth Rollins.
Well, he did.
After that shit with Riddle,
I will
man.
slap the shit out that nigga. Like he look.
Are you kidding?
Look at this dude. And
You seen that fan took him down like nothing.
No, come on now. You can't punch these fans. You get a lawsuit. He
attacked him. He literally came over the guardrail. He has no say after that. That's trespassing.
That shit. Seth Rollins deserved to fuck homie up that did that bullshit. That was some.
Yeah, he did.
Who remembers that South African dude? That
I
remember that.
The best one was the guy with the shield. The guy with the shield was the best. He was ready.
That guy was lucky because Stone Cold used to always say that if you jumped over the barricade, you're free game, basically.
Bro, Triple
H body slammed some dude.
Man,
you remember that, right, Nate? When this dude had body
it was Austin and Triple H
the fucking crazy fan to try to attack Stone Cold, I think.
Yeah.
England was the one. What I remember was the one in WCW. It was like Dean Malenko facing. I forgot who Malenko was facing.
No, there was a better one. There was a better one too.
Oh, you talking about when Mark Curtis screwed the dude up?
Yeah. No, I thought when Raven got attacked by the fan and Raven still cut the promo. What the fuck?
Raven's such a
I remember the night when Hogan turned heel and a fan shoved the barricade into the ring.
Oh, they beat the shit out of him.
I know, punch him in the next century.
Scott Hall and Macho Man beat the shit out that fan.
Hey, what do y'all?
right.
Hey, what do y'all think? What do y'all think Tony Khan should do to Cash Wheeler after what he did today?
Well, you can't do anything. You gotta wait for the courts to do their due diligence.
Like nothing. You can't do nothing with him. Like,
fire his ass.
He might fight him. Like, give him a little fine.
Here's the thing. He got arrested for assault.
Yeah. You can't do anything to the courts.
But hold on. What's the actual report? Like, what really happened?
It was a road rage or something like that.
It was just a road rage and he pulled out a gun. That's assault.
Because if he pulled the blicky or some self-defense type shit, then he good.
We don't know specifics yet.
Did he up the blicky in self-defense? That's all we need to know.
He must have pistol whipped him because there's no way you could be charged with assault with a deadly weapon unless you.
But if you look at the mugshot, he got a shiner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This dude got a shiner, so he can say, "Yo, that's self-defense. Look at my face."
Yeah, but the shiner compared to hitting someone with the blicky,
and I don't want to come to conclusions, but most importantly, what Noah's talking about is this shit happened in Florida. No offense to anyone in Florida, there's always shit happening in that fucking state.
Mm-hmm.
Always Florida.
Just cut it off. Send it to Cuba. Cut it off.
Dude, don't you see who the governor is? Of course, Florida's out of control.
They already going broke because of the governor. So why not?
King Mike made a good statement earlier about this. He was like, "Cash Wheeler, he needs to be more careful because what if he pulled out a gun and that person he was pulled out a gun said, I got one too,' and just popped them right there." Without no hesitation.
Georgia, they pull their guns out in Georgia. They pull their guns out in Memphis. He wouldn't have made it.
But I seen that video too. You know what I mean? Here's the thing with that, what he was saying, right? We gotta know what actually happened at that what happened with with the whole altercation. He said so out of his own mouth that he didn't even read the article. He was just going over speculation. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Like, we gotta know exactly what happened.
Right.
You never know why you're gonna fucking up the blick on somebody. Shit happens. You know what I mean? Was he reckless? You know what I mean? Was he in self-defense? We don't know. But when you see that mugshot with him with that black eye, he could easily claim self-defense.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, but it happened a couple weeks ago. The incident. It wasn't just recent. It was a couple weeks ago.
What's the crazy thing is that this shit is happening not too you know what I mean? All out is like what in a week and a half. Next week.
They're drop the title. So.
Here's the
worst case, you can always do the Freebo rule and throw Punk in there.
Or worst case, you could just have them. I don't think they're gonna do anything.
Is it Florida open carry?
Yeah.
To a point.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like if with the whole mugshot with him with the black eye, he can plead self-defense. He can say that, and it'll be valid because we don't know what happened in the actual event. We don't know what happened.
Just whipping out the gun just to scare him, that's not enough for a charge. He must have gotten punched, and then he must have pistol whipped the shit out of him.
That's self-defense.
He pistol whipped him. He had to.
Nah, if he pistol whipped him, now he doing way too much.
Hey, you know what's crazy though?
I mean,
you know
we are talking about the guy that knocked out the dude that fucking attacked Brett.
Oh, geez.
Oh, that fucking scumbag.
Hey, you know what's crazy though? People in AEW has got on people's nerves that Ice Cube's son had to say something about it. Did y'all see the post he made?
Oh, no.
O'Shea
is a troll. He got something to say about everything.
FTR, they got FTR on TV tomorrow for Collision. So
what's going on?
I was just watching Straight Outta Compton the other day. Good movie, except the ending. That didn't happen.
You knew that.
I ain't see it. What they put at the end?
The end of the movie is where Ice Cube goes to death row, and he's like, "Yo, Suge, I'm out." And then Suge is like, "You leave now? I get your fucking albums. I get your fucking money." And then Dr. Dre's like, "Look, nigga, I don't give a fuck. No money's worth a piece of mind." Like, yeah, like Dre, like he walked up to Suge like that in real life. That dude.
This dude, I don't know, man. Like how they was portraying Dr. Dre and that, and the Michelle biopic. Mm-hmm. It's like this dude, Dr. Dre, was invincible. He just walking up to motherfuckers, knocking them out, male and female.
Hey, why did her voice sound like that? God, it sounded like a straight squeaky.
You should be the last one to say that. Be nice.
Good movie though.
Be nice.
It's definitely one of the better music. What would you call it, Sandman? Like based off a true story. You know, it's one of the better ones.
A docu-film?
Biopic.
Yeah, I guess.
Biopic. There you go.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
Yeah, they should do more of those though. More docu-films and stuff.
Show the part when Suge legit almost killed Vanilla Ice.
Wait, what?
Vanilla Ice.
Did you say Joe's apartment?
Yeah, when he hung over the balcony.
The problem with Elvis is like for every good one, there's like 5 shitty ones. Like the Tupac one was shit, the Biggie one wasn't bad, but like it wasn't good.
Yeah, I could agree with that. And the movies was short. There wasn't a lot of info in the movies. It's like that's what made it kind of questionable because they had put a lot into those Biggies or Tupac movies. They just leaving stuff out.
That Aaliyah biopic set music back at least 30 years.
Bro, that
Wendy Williams dies, bro. I hope to God Wendy Williams isn't cremated. I will find her grave and piss on it.
Oh my God.
No wonder he's got the corner picture tonight.
It's on your grave.
Where you getting Wendy Williams from? What are you talking about?
Because she was the one in charge of that
on some real
movie.
shit. I can't go hard on Whitney Williams because I remember when I was young. I was like 17, 18, around that age.
Oh no.
And I rap, you know what I'm saying? She was at my sister's school, my older sister's school, and she told me to spit some bars. And I spit for her. I was trash. But she was still encouraging me, like, you know what, don't give up, still do what you do. You know what I mean? Now I'm the best that y'all know today.
That's unexpected, man, because I thought
that's really awesome, bro. I'm happy for you that she gave you the confidence, but when you go to sleep, if I have the opportunity, man, I will shank that bitch. Fuck her.
Damn, son.
Hey, Sam, man, I thought you was honestly about to say when you were 17 you had a crush on Wendy Williams. I was about to vomit.
Shit,
vomit.
Don't get it fucked up, like from like way before, probably before your time. Wendy Williams
really did.
Yeah, she wasn't bad. A bad coke addict.
Yeah, she was more coke than way before.
She was
like
more coke than TK.
Word.
I mean,
my favorite Wendy Williams moment ever will be that time she fucking called Whitney Houston, and she was like, "Whitney, we have so much in common," and she was like, "We do."
That time, Whitney shut her down.
Yeah, I guess y'all can say that.
Like 25 years ago. When he, man, look, Marcus, how old are you? Like 25 years old. Me too. You still got Similac on your breath. What you talking
said it was 27,
right? Hey, I can't get on Sandman because at least Sandman set a timeline.
Hey, I thought at least we ain't on no Linda McMahon stuff.
Oh jeez.
Oh shit.
Oh, here we go again.
I told you I turned heel. You see the guy.
I think Scott left to rub one out for Hillary. That's probably what he did.
Right, Dr. Man.
Hillary, you went after Laura Bush.
Oh,
hey,
his daughter that was
you trying to get that PS6 before it come out.
I'm trying to get that PS8.
But anyways, so I'm right now, like I told you, I don't know if y'all heard at the beginning of the show, I was watching SmackDown. Right now, I'm up to the match between these dudes, the Bum Club, and who the fuck is the sport business. Pause.
The Bum Club.
Yeah, I like their new finish. They had a new finish tonight. That was nice.
The Bum Club.
Yeah, that was good. The Bum Club.
That catch
when the wood, Henny God stupid. Yo, Henny God, come on. Like my dude.
Yeah, when
25 years ago. I'm not talking about 10, 5.
He legit set a timeline. That's what I said.
That's when she first started getting warmed up in the radio and all that. I'm not saying she was mad sexy. I'm not saying she was decent.
Now if Sandman said 2020, I'm like, okay, now it's time to repeat. But I can't do that.
Yeah.
He legit set a timeline.
You can never do that because my dude, I slaughter shit when it comes to the verbiage, you bum. Word. So I see these dudes won. Why they got this dude wearing a singlet from an Angelo Dawkins?
He's always wore a singlet.
He's always worn a singlet, dude.
Oh, it look different? Because I you know what? Because I thought he wearing some pants and shit. Excuse me. So he still got the shorts. It's just dark. Okay, got you. And then he looked more like a singlet now because he had the motherfucking. He looked like a basketball player from before.
Who had the biggest change between face and heel? Like out of all the years in wrestling, who had the biggest personality and look change?
Other than Hulk Hogan, he's like number one.
Yeah, but when did Scott Steiner enter the top two?
Oh yeah, Steiner.
Yeah, Steiner's definitely up there.
He's definitely up there.
Yeah.
Trying to think of. Yeah.
Seth didn't change when he
tried. That god-awful TNA Jeff Hardy run was bad.
Yeah, I was.
That's the underrated one. You already know, Tobe. That was our guy from before the charismatic
the Antichrist.
The Antichrist of professional wrestling?
Yeah.
With the worst world title ever? Looking like the Divas title over there.
I'm talking about the coloring. It just threw me off. It looked like he was wearing a full singlet. You know how most people have the full singlet and the tights, not shorts. That's what.
But he didn't change though. Like his look didn't change.
No. I'm saying that I didn't notice he was wearing shorts. I thought he was wearing a full singlet. You know the full singlet when you have the long.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was wearing.
Oh, okay. My bad.
No, you good.
No, but that Scott Steiner change. Oh my god! And then he started doing those promos. And that legit made me laugh week to week, especially that Ric Flair promo.
Apparently, he did that on his own. That was just completely unscripted.
He said, "With your crooked Yellow teeth.
Or like, hold on. I just got a somebody set me up. Pick a Wendy Williams. How she looks from like this is the 90s. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me see.
Find a picture. I didn't know she was around that long. Wow. Damn, time flies.
That's what I'm saying. She was around for decades.
Well, yes, because cockroaches survive the longest, you know.
They'll survive everything.
That's a heel turn.
I'll bury those cockroaches.
So always been here.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't got no love. I don't got no love for that bitch. If I had a gun, I would shoot her and not lose any sleep over it.
In the heart of the city.
You know who wasn't bad looking? Jenny Jones back in the day, the talk show. She had a nice face.
Yeah.
You spawn. So you throwing shots at fucking Wendy Williams and you saying Jenny Jones looks sexy?
She wasn't bad. No, not sexy, but bad looking.
Nah, I'm not with you on this one. No.
Hey, sorry I had to leave off.
Winfrey. She couldn't pick a diamond day with one.
I think by today's standards, Ricky Lake would be considered a pog, right?
Hey, what
we talking? Ricky Lake talk show or when she was in that movie as the Bug? I forget what's the name. What was the name of that movie? They remade with John Travolta and drag.
Oh, history.
He said Wendy Booty looked cute.
Hey, sorry I had to leave off. As y'all see, I was muted. But what y'all was talking about?
Wendy Williams.
We're doing a tier list of like 90s female hosts at this point, basically.
Yeah, we're talking about 90s when you were like a seaman. So.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, but Ricky Lake could have got it in the 90s.
Ricky Lake.
You know about Ricky Lake?
She could have got it in the 90s.
You know about Ricky Lake?
Yeah, she could have got it in the 90s.
Now, where's Scott? He needs some Sally over here.
Her check today. It's Friday too. Linda make her check today. It's Friday.
Linda McMahon got a check. How much is that check?
Nah, Scott with Oprah. Scott with Oprah.
Nah.
That $1 billion is a lot.
So he was.
I'll take the stem in place.
So he was sucking her toes for like $25 million.
Oh my
God! She got $25 million sucking her toes.
You ain't got to do all that. Stedman ain't been with her for years and ain't done nothing.
Stedman, right?
I would gladly
Like,
date
how you been with Oprah
for $25 million.
like 30 years and never put a ring on it?
Never.
30 years, Jesus.
I honestly think it might be a cover up.
I would marry Oprah, then divorce her like a month later.
Hey, you gonna be rich. You gonna be super rich.
I know still around that Stedman guy. Still around. What the fuck happened to him? Stedman.
Who?
Stedman, Oprah's boyfriend for like 40 years.
He's still there.
Yeah.
He's still there? Oh wow.
And you know what's crazy? Some sick person will actually sit there and say they'll clap Oprah right now with no money involved.
Everybody knows Oprah plays for the other team. That shit's political.
Stedman must be getting with Gail.
Yeah, I was gonna say Gail King. They have threesomes. I guarantee it.
So, speaking of
hot
over the hill bitches, hold on. Speaking of over the hill bitches, like I want to thank y'all for basically comment and all that, giving the community post some traction, and just keep on doing that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all comments and y'all thumbs up and all that. That shit is vital. That should bring some more people to the channel, and that's how we grow. In the roundtable, B, we're gonna keep on doing what we do. But that shit, yo, Sonny, right? Yo, Sonny look crazy.
Hey, Sam, man, you going in and out. You gotta fix your mic.
Yeah.
1 2 1 2.
Like, sounds like sped up.
I'm sounding great now.
Okay. I was saying, yo, I appreciate y'all for commenting on the community posts and all that shit. You guys are awesome and all that. Yo, you see motherfucking Sonny looking crazy out here?
Yeah, you seen my laughing comments? I was cracking up.
Appreciate all y'all. You know what I mean? Keep the comments coming. I'm keep on posting in the community post. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you keep doing that. That'll help your channel grow too. You do that too.
Yeah.
Like, yo, about Sonny.
And spread the word too, y'all. Let motherfuckers know. Well, I know y'all got friends and shit. Like, let people know, like, hey, we here, B. Pull up.
Like, looking at Sonny back then and Sonny now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, night and day. Oh my god. She was skinny and attractive back then. She was fat.
Yo, she look like Brian Dennehy now.
Brian Dennehy. What the fuck?
Like, it's like that. Oh, what was that? It was like Christy Alley or whatever her name was back in the day. Yeah.
You guys remember those school movies they used to show back in the day in health class, talking about before and after cocaine?
Oh yeah.
This is your brain on drugs.
Sonny was.
Yeah, she went.
I hated that commercial. The drugs with the eggs. I'm like,
She went from looking like she was 24 to 69. It's crazy.
You ain't never lied. And fuck that bitch. You want to talk about a waste of a Social Security card? That's Sonny.
Wow.
Yeah, Sonny went from Sonny to being got so big.
Wow.
How do you do porno with dirty feet? That's what I'm wondering. How do you do porno with dirty feet?
Don't even get started on that fucking thing.
Y'all seen that video? Seen that video? Ew.
I didn't see the trailers and like a little clip. I never watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing. I just saw one part.
I remember Jim Cornette did a commentary watching the whole thing, and he was like laughing his ass off the whole time.
And it's funny too, like the trailer for it. The person who does the trailer voice sounds like Joe Cronin. I'm like, is that Joe Cronin doing the trailer?
Probably.
All I know,
it sounded like
all I know about it was that she farted like 3 times.
I'm done.
Sonny transitioned into Michael
PSAs. Oh my god.
Yeah. All I know about it was like she farted like 4 times in it. It was ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sure did. No. She sure did. That's what I was saying. Don't even get me started on that, but she already did. I swear to God. Yeah.
Homie was still hitting that shit after she done.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Hey, you know what?
Honestly, this is my take on Sonny, and I'm being serious here. I think she was always a nasty bitch. What it was that you can thank WWF's makeup team for making her look like that, because clearly the way she always is, you just don't become that way. Like, she's always been that way. They just hid that shit from us, so we didn't know back then, but now we know because of social media and everything.
Y'all saw she wasn't. Was it Cleveland?
Hey, are y'all sure it was a fart, or was it
No, it was a fart. It was a fart.
Yeah, it definitely was a fart.
Yeah. The fart.
Fucked over.
Jack the Ripper was in the fucking film. Jack the Ripper.
She legit almost fucked over 3 people's careers. If you
think about it.
Well, yeah, she screwed Candino. Fucking screwed him over.
Almost screwed Sean's life.
I can't say anything more, because if I say anything more, I was going to get demonetized. But
yeah, that's probably.
My video's something else.
When it comes to this fucking roundtable, we in the fucking shadow realm.
That is disgusting, though.
No matter what you say.
Yeah, that is
disgusting. She was so bad they had to edit the scene because the dude, I don't know who the guy was, I feel sorry for the guy, some young dude, It took them like over 3 hours to film it because he couldn't. I'm trying to be nice. He couldn't finish. So.
Oh man, that is disgusting. You know you got guys that would like to still hit that even when they hear the.
She's about to turn lesbian. She's about to turn lesbian in a few years.
Oh my god!
Nope.
She's gonna have to be in there for life.
You got to be on some fucking
She'll
bestiality.
be dropping
shit.
She'll be dropping the soap soon. It'll be like that Boondock skit. No.
We in the fucking shadow realm. That's it. This the shadow table. That's it. That's a new name. The shadow table.
Hey, y'all seen the page, the Soraya page full tape? Did any of y'all see that?
I remember that weak ass porn that she had supposedly released. She released that shit. Oh my god!
All I gotta say is, who the fuck's the third man?
Who's the third
man? Oh, you talk about behind the camera?
That shit? Right? Who's recording that?
Like your boy Xavier Woods.
It probably Biggie. It was probably Biggie.
Hey, y'all know who it was? It was Big E. It was Big E behind it.
He was called Big D. Big D.
It was me, Austin. It was me.
Just in case Xavier couldn't fulfill it. Oh my god.
Xavier. I gotta give him his flowers. Speaking of Xavier, big ups to the New Day for the chair segment. Drew McIntyre that dude was fighting for his life not to laugh his ass off.
Hustle was laughing. He was dying.
Hey, you know Drew is gonna turn Monday, right? He's gonna turn. Nobody likes Riddle.
Setting up the feud for him and Matt Riddle. That's going to be the next feud.
Nobody likes Riddle as a tag team partner.
That needs to be the New Day's new gimmick, though. They just need to come out and just fuck up people with chairs and just leave.
Or table.
Let's let them go. All right. First and foremost, do y'all think they're gonna win that match?
Yeah, New Day. I think they will win, but I think they pin Riddle, and that's gonna make Drew snap. They ain't pinning Drew. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, what if they do pin Drew and that makes him snap?
I mean, that could make sense too. I would any way it goes. I would love it if Drew just snap on Riddle. He needs it. Riddle, he's just
Drew's replacing Randy Orton in that. That's supposed to be Randy. That's supposed to be turning on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. Like so, Drew's supposed to be taking this dude Randy Orton place because Randy Orton he's not ready yet, and I don't think he should be rushed back either.
No, not at this point.
No. Yeah, like Randy Orton he probably got like 3 RKOs left.
Yeah, I gotta admit it myself because I ain't want to give up on the guy, but I don't think he gonna be back to like late 2024 or something.
2024,
because he only got like 3 RKOs left. That's all he got.
24 was he running
so
for?
Switch back to the punt.
I mean, based on money and Madison, he can come back in a few years. So I ain't gonna say his career is over.
Well, they said he was gonna probably use the curb stomp instead of the RKO. So.
Okay,
can you imagine him using the curb stomp?
That's Seth Rollins' move, though.
No, I mean the punt kick. The punt kick.
Yeah, the punt kick. Okay, the punt kick. Yeah.
Punt kick.
Hey, but Dean Ambrose. I mean, John Moxley used the curb stomp at SummerSlam 2024.
Well,
he was like he was doing it for years.
Yeah, but Nate, doesn't the punt legit take you out for months?
He never injured nobody, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He fucked Vince up, but
yeah.
And storyline takes you out for months, so why use that as a finisher? You're basically eliminating people for months.
Well, anything is that they used to slam someone off the stage to be out for months.
He sucks.
Right.
Oh, that's what they do. The guys that are getting featured in Denver, they all get punk kicked. There we go.
Oh yeah, RVD.
Everybody.
Oh, that is true though. That is true though, because who else got? I think somebody in 2014 got punt kicked and got fired. Was it Drew? I think Drew got punt. Or no, Brock. He destroyed Drew, and that's when he got fired. Y'all remember that segment when Brock came out after not getting the WWE title match after beating the Undertaker
and taking out the 3-man band?
Yeah.
The coldest Randy Orton move of all time was when he hangman DDT'd Stephanie McMahon and then kissed her in front of
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, and then we have a match where he gets DQ'd, he loses the belt. Like, come on. That match needs no DQ for that.
But he was smart with it. I love the time when he slapped the referee just to DQ himself.
I remember seeing that.
Didn't Punk kick the ref in the nuts?
Yeah.
Like doing Jeff Hardy or something like that?
Yeah, Hardy. Yeah.
I always thought why doesn't a champion like do that if they're being cashed in on? Just fucking like low blow the ref or something.
That would be brilliant. I would use that. I honestly would use that. Like, I don't want to get cash in. Let me just hit the refs in the testicle and get DQ, or slap the ref in the mouth. And watch the Money in the Bank win.
You wildin'. So you look like
oh wow!
Weird boys.
Oh my god!
Weird boy.
Hey, Burger
I think that was the first time. Yeah, I think the first time I ever saw anyone revealing, Starrcade '93 when Missy Hyatt was the manager for Nasty Boys, you could like see her thong. How did you get away with that?
Yeah, she got fired for that, right?
Yeah. I still remember what she was wearing. She was wearing like one of those.
Hit that like button. It's Friday night.
She was wearing like a see-through pink dress, like something Marilyn Monroe would wear, but she was wearing like a black thong. She had like one of those little things you spank people with, and I was like, this is like 93 too. 93, like in WCW. This is like before ECW was doing anything extreme for the Attitude Era. She was like way ahead of her time.
Porn star though?
No, I don't think so.
She wasn't. Or did she
yeah, she's got around.
Hey, do y'all remember Jazz getting her shirt ripped off and her breast was everywhere to the audience?
Who, Jacqueline?
Yeah,
Jacqueline.
Yeah.
Jacqueline.
Yeah, shout out to Miss Jackie, yo. Like, you never heard one bad thing about Miss Jackie.
Who remembers?
Except for the Memphis stories with Jeff.
Yeah. She like to suck white cock. You know, that's what she does. She sucks white cock.
Remember when Awesome Kong debuted? And every single woman in the locker room legit tossed her over the top rope, and then her breast fell.
Oh no!
It's like she landed.
So all right, I'm watching the retirement match now with Edge and Sheamus.
I'm gonna tell you, the match was fire. I'm telling you, the match was actually.
Just don't spoil it. Just don't spoil it.
I ain't.
Appreciate that.
Edge.
Hey,
I'm sorry, you go.
All the matches on SmackDown, and basically every match this week has been more than 5 minutes. And this week, I think Raw had a few matches that was like longer than 2 minutes.
It's 3
SmackDown.
Better have a lot of matches over 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, this is the comment of the night, though. Chill.
She didn't hold back at all. She going ham.
That shit made me spit out my drink.
I can see with a Nasty Boys t-shirt on.
Oh my god. So yeah, B. I'm not gonna lie, JR, we love you, JR. You don't have nothing else to prove, my dude.
Exactly.
You want him to
Go
retire?
sit your goofy ass down somewhere, please. Like with all due respect, with all due respect, my nigga, go sit your goofy. No, like no more commentary, no more interviews. Just do be a talent scout. Be behind the scenes. The camera is no longer your friend. That's number one.
Wasn't he doing Oklahoma football before he went back to wrestling?
I believe so. Yeah.
You can still be in the wrestling business. That's cool. We love you. Like you could be in the wrestling business forever. That's never gonna fucking disintegrate.
Yeah, make a new sauce or something, you know?
Well, stay your goofy ass off camp. Yo, this dude, he looked like he's about to fall asleep during that segment.
He probably
I mean, we almost fell asleep during the show too, so.
No, it's more than once. Jim Ross been like this for years since AEW. Like, my dude. He be getting motherfuckers' names wrong. He be saying abracadabra sometimes randomly.
And you remember he said the AEW championship, the WWE title, like
I mean he's been working there for 20 years. What do you expect? That shit's gonna happen.
He just needs to wrap it up. He just needs to.
I remember when JR.
Oh yeah, it's time for sure.
Like I remember when JR said it's Wednesday night. You know what that means? AEW Raw. Like, wait, what?
Oh no!
But yo, some real shit. Like, you know what I mean? All due respect. You know what I'm saying? JR called the man. Come on, man.
He's the GOAT. It's time to go home.
But when it's time, it's just fucking time.
Yeah.
I mean, Jerry the King Lawler quit. He ain't quit. He doesn't do commentary.
Great example.
No more.
That's because Vince is nice.
Great example.
Sure.
I used to love just do Lawler. Lawler, funny as hell on the mic.
The King,
especially with the Bret Hart stuff.
Perverted creep, but he'll make this shit sound clever.
The King had strokes. The strokes made him retire. So yeah.
Some people can't let it go, and I get it, ballet dancer. Some people just can't let it go. But I'm not saying he should leave the business and altogether. No, my dude, you can still be a talent scout.
What?
You know what I mean? Build the next JR. Don't be like, if you're not trying to do that, you're selfish. Build the next JR. My dude, you're a wash. You're done. It's cool. You proved your point. Enough.
In the 90s, JR was going to have some strokes. Calling those Raw matches.
Hey, I think if he want to do commentary, he should just do it at like special pay-per-views and stuff.
Fuck that.
No, none.
No, that's even worse because you need those big matches to have that big match feel, and he just ain't it anymore.
He doesn't have the voice no more, and it's cool. It's okay, my dude. Just wrap it up. Nobody's trying to look at you crazy. You served your purpose for like what, 4 decades?
Yeah,
my dude, you good.
What he could do is just tell people backstage, just pull events and be backstage, tell them what to do, or tell them the broadcast.
Exactly. Yep.
You can do that.
I mean, you saying pull the events? I mean, we already got Tony Khan doing that, so.
He's got to have some role in wrestling because I guarantee if Jim Ross is completely out of wrestling, he'll be dead within a couple of months. Because once you leave your work, especially something like that long, you die. You know.
No, Marcus, like I'm not talking about booking.
But that's
what the hell is this? We got crazy. Budweiser. We got the frog.
I appreciate that, Dynasty. I appreciate that. Nobody bullying on them elderly. Like I said, like it just is what it is. You know what I mean? When you're a wash, you're a wash. Respectfully.
No, I know what happened to JR, but I'm not going to disrespect him. I know what happened to him, though. It happened.
No,
Plus he lost
I
his
know
wife
he's talking about
too.
when he with his wife.
Yeah,
that was before that, bro. It was before that. It was a 3-hitter quitter. That's what happened. The first thing that happened was
he showed up
Raw.
Drunk.
He was on Raw, and even when the Attitude Era was over, and they had transitioned to Ruthless Aggression, like in the mid to late 2000s, he was still good. You know, when guys like Cena and Orton and Batista and all them, you know, like he was still a very good commentator back then. I remember check out John Cena versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania.
Triple H versus Shawn Michaels. Do you have no heart?
Right.
Do you have no soul?
He was still good then, but then what happened? The first blow was when they did that draft. Remember, and they drafted JR to SmackDown
and put him with Foley, right?
Right. And the story, what they drafted JR to SmackDown, and they drafted Michael Cole from SmackDown to Raw. Vince always bullied JR. He always treated him like shit. And when they drafted the announcers, JR didn't know that was going to happen, and Michael Cole didn't know that was going to happen. So when he got moved to SmackDown, that was when JR just kind of like, he was just like, mentally he was done, because he was just kind of like, okay. I mean, and I get where he's coming from, because when you do commentary that long, at the very least you could do is, you know, you could at least tell Jim ahead of time, hey, we're going to move you to the B show. So that was the first thing that happened. The second thing that happened was the little thing that you just mentioned, Nate. The panel thing, right? Yeah. Where Flair was drunk, and you know Jim Ross was just doing his job, and there had to be collateral damage. Someone had to get fired, and then JR got fired for no reason. That was right too. The third thing that happened was his wife. Got killed.
Do you think Jerry Lawler heart attack in like 2012 damaged him too, because how he was emotional?
JR was gone at that time.
I mean, JR will always be his most iconic commentary partner. So I would imagine. So after his wife died, you know, I felt sympathy for him there. But you know, when you lose, you know, your wife, you know, that sucks. And so his perspective was probably like, damn, man, if I stay at home, I'm just gonna fucking drink all day and just get depressed. Exactly. So I guess his mindset was, let me just go back on the road and do something. You know, anything's better than being at home.
But here's the thing, though, my dude. Like, he don't have to stay home. That's one thing I was definitely not advocating. Like, we definitely need JR. He just needs to stay his ass off TV.
Yeah,
that TV is not him anymore.
He should be like an agent or something.
Yeah,
right. That's what I said. I don't know if I was breaking up. But if I was breaking up, I'm gonna repeat myself, because I was saying this. He's a wash, you know what I mean? When it comes to him, you know what I mean, being on TV, commentating, doing interviews, whatever, it's just a wrap.
Maybe I mean, you can get a talent scout, but other than that, the business is pretty much passed them by, unfortunately.
Right.
What he should do,
build the next Jim Ross.
What he should do legitimately is just pull events. Just go like, yo, hip toss is coming up. Call it this way. Or yo, this is coming up. Call it this way.
Yeah, calling the matches. Yeah. Have him call. He can do that. Yeah. Like, I'm definitely not saying Jim Ross should stay his ass in the house. I don't know why. This dude, you know how much fucking wrestling knowledge he has in his mind?
He's always got a place in the company for sure. But on screen ain't it.
But with him on screen, yo, this dude looked crazy on Wednesday. I'm like, oh, hell nah. Come on. Yo, TK, come on, my dude. You gotta understand, but you gotta let the legends go, TK.
He had an Oklahoma City massacre.
Hey, but do y'all think?
Yo, you know who he looked like? Remember that dude that logo on the potato six bag with big dude's blood?
Oh my god.
Hey, but do y'all think
potato sticks though?
Do y'all think he won't give up because Tony Khan
he won't do it on his own?
Tony Khan don't got no other backup plans to be the next JR, because he don't got
Ronaldo. I mean,
Ronaldo will never leave Showtime Boxing.
What the hell fucking Joey Styles doing? Fuck, bring
There's
Joey
never
back.
gonna be
Yeah,
another
last
JR,
time they
first
did
of
that, he
all.
brought up a Trump comment.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
jeez.
never going to be another JR first and foremost. In
Yeah,
AEW.
no.
Just like there's never going to be another Gordon Soley. So
Exactly.
Morrow will never leave Showtime Boxing, so that's enough.
And you really can't. You can't have that guy on
Morrow's
week to
not
week
going to
because
do
you don't.
wrestling long term because he doesn't. All respect to him.
The other Golden Soley was JR. That was a new Golden Soley. That was JR.
He's not. Morrow's not going to do wrestling long term because he just doesn't have. He mentally, it's not good for him.
Exactly.
All the time.
Yeah.
What has he he done lately though?
Like
Showtime boxing.
Yeah.
Okay. Does he do MMA or?
I don't think so.
Doesn't any MMA? No.
The only way
he used to when they had Strike Force.
The only way you can get Morrow in a wrestling company is you have to do what New Japan does. What New Japan does is like sometimes like the English commentators can't go to Japan for every show, so they'll have Kevin Kelly or whatever like commentate via Skype or Zoom or something. I can
So
see
like
Morrow
a part-time.
doing that.
So like a part-time.
I remember when I saw New Japan on Access TV, right? And I heard JR for the first time doing that show, and he was fucking up. He was fucking up moves on a tape show. I was like, oh god, just stop.
Well, he'd be worse than Vince McMahon kicking the back of the head. What
a maneuver!
What a maneuver!
A Black Star what cracked me and made me crack up almost to death just now is when you said JR was like, welcome to AEW Monday Night Raw. I almost just cracked.
Yeah, man.
You legit said that. I didn't hear him say that.
But the thing is just more than that, though. It's not only that. Like, yo, this dude, he's about to fall asleep on Wednesday when he was interviewing Kenny Omega.
Honestly, he look like he.
Kenny Omega, what's going on?
Honestly, he be looking like he got to take a number 2 every week.
I'm like, come on, like, why you doing Jim Ross like that? This is not fucking the early millennium.
Why don't they have Shivani do those interviews backstage, or not backstage, but like those tape interviews?
Like, he's on his way too. Here's the thing with Tony Khan, right? When it comes to the commentating team,
there's way too many.
All these dudes is almost done. Except for Excalibur, maybe.
Excalibur fucking sucks.
No, what happened to the kid they used for like the first couple months of AEW, the kid from the video games?
Who cares? He fucking sucks.
Oh, you talk about?
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about.
You talk about what's his name, son?
No, he has nothing. No. This dude has nothing to do with wrestling. He was only there for like a couple months.
Yeah, I remember.
Kevin Patrick fucking sucks.
Who, Kevin Patrick?
He fucking sucks.
Oh,
WWE, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is that the English guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that's easy to explain. What happened in WWE is that after Vince got rid of him, he was like, okay, Michael Cole, you're going to be our guy. Because Vince always had a boner for Cole, whatever. The problem with that is, while Cole was doing commentary, they've relied on Michael Cole for so long that Cole never groomed that next person. And WWE never.
I mean, they tried with people like Todd Grisham.
Yeah, but it didn't work.
He fucking sucks too.
So.
Oh no, he did.
Cole,
absolutely.
He's not, and respect to Cole, but like he's not getting any younger either. So it's like they don't have that next person.
Hey, the worst commentary in his new era was the guy who said, "We need a bigger boat." Oh my lord!
Who is that?
What's his name again?
Huh?
Who?
I forgot his name. What was his name again?
I forgot.
Adamley was pretty bad too.
Adamley was terrible.
Adamley was bad. Holy shit!
Oh my god,
Jeff
I forgot about him.
Jeff Harvey. Jeff Harvey.
You know the thing that killed me? Check this out, right? You know the thing that killed me is that I remember this dude Mike Adamley from when American Gladiators.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, they got Mike Adamley? Like, yo, I remember this dude from American Gladiators when I was a kid.
Oh, it didn't transition well.
It's different. It's different. You know, you guys have seen the sheets and stuff. When you do commentary for WWE, they got like, well, it may be different now since Triple H has a little bit more power. But you know, during the Vince regime, they got like a little worksheet in front of them, and there's certain words they couldn't use.
Like
what was the name? They couldn't call them
blood.
titles or championship belts or something.
Yeah.
Vince is screaming in your. That's why Mick Foley and Renee quit, because Mick Foley, he quit because he said he couldn't take it.
The perfect WWE team legitimately would have been Mauro and Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah.
Or what about this?
On SmackDown, they would be killing right now.
Or what about this?
I know Mick quit because he said he couldn't handle Vince yelling at him. That's why Renee quit.
Exactly.
Renee kept yelling at her too.
Hey, what about this?
Moxley returned just to drop Vince.
Hey, what about this? What about this commentary? What about this commentary team for Raw and SmackDown? You have Mauro Ronaldo and Nigel McGuinness for Raw, and SmackDown you have, I'm talking about these guys in their prime. You have JR and Jerry the King Lawler for SmackDown.
Nah, they be Raw.
Cole and Taz was a good team too.
No, Cole and Taz was great.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what's so fortunate? What's so fortunate is apparently they had a falling out, which is really bad. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be an NXT team right there. You have Taz and Michael Cole in NXT.
Taz and TNA was the funniest thing ever.
Still, my favorite one was TNA with Don West.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Beth Phoenix in the front row?
Yeah.
She looked mad different.
Hey, can somebody in the comment section tell us who was that guy who said we need a bigger boat? Who was the commentary on the commentary?
Jimmy Smith. I said Jimmy Smith.
No, it wasn't Jimmy Smith. It was the guy before him.
Hey, Sam,
bigger boat. That was in Jaws.
I sent you a message about a topic that I wanted to discuss on the roundtable, and now that Nate wasn't here on Tuesday, but it's here on Friday. You guys can join in too if you want to. So this is just a little fun topic that just popped up in my head. So you guys know, Bash at the Beach, Hulk Hogan was the third guy. He's the third man. Is he the third man? Blah, blah, whatever. So here's a little funny topic here. I wanted to do like a little roundtable discussion where we do a what if reality of what if the third guy was not Hogan? Or what if the third guy was someone else? And actually, to those who don't know, there was 4 plans. We had a plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. And
wasn't one of them Yoko?
Plans. I remember one of the
Plan E was Hogan. So here's the topic I want to discuss with you guys. Plan A was Sting. Plan B was Luger.
Yeah, Luger would have been.
Plan C was Randy Savage, and Plan D was Shawn Michaels. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to discuss each name with you guys. How do you think it would have worked? How do you think it would have affected WCW? And how do you think it would have affected WWF? And we can just go through all 4 of them right quick. Really, only 2 of them I think are interesting. I'll go first. Plan A, Sting. What if Sting was the third man? So
it wouldn't have worked.
It would have worked for like 6 months, but it wouldn't have the shelf life that the NWO did.
Would have been dead on arrival. Sting can't be.
But the fact that anybody that's already in that match, except for Luger, who got taken out, wouldn't have made sense.
Sting can't be healed. He just can't.
He was a French.
And if Sting had been healed, then that means we may not have gotten Crow Sting. So
exactly.
Yeah, right. That's like.
What if HBK didn't get injured in like 1998 or something like that? What if he
we'll get to that.
injured?
I got another what if after this one.
I thought Luger was the only legit.
Okay, so the next one's Luger. I actually think if Luger turned, there's
Luger
something to it because he did show up on the first Nitro. So
exactly.
And he makes the sense of the ex-WWE guys coming in.
Yeah.
Right. And then he always had the will he, won't he turn on Sting kind of thing because he was best friends of Sting and everybody's you can't trust him, whatever. So
Luger would have worked because
classwork assignment.
Because at that point,
I got crib notes.
It would have never been Bobby the Brain that would have turned like super hard on Hogan. It would have been
Paul.
Dusty.
Paul.
What?
You gotta say pause, Black Star. Come on, man.
Oh man.
It's a turn. How is turn pause?
Because you said the word. You said the word hard or something with a male talent.
I said turned. That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think Luger could have worked. I don't think it would have been as big as Hogan. You probably
No.
put up to like Luger.
No, Hogan's the best
or
one.
something.
The only one that would have worked like Hogan is the fourth choice.
Right. All right. So now we got option C. Option C. This is one I have to think about. Option C is Randy Savage. Now, Randy Savage, he showed he could be a good heel.
Right.
You know, he joined NWO, he was doing the madness. He's a former WWF guy.
That would have been
doesn't really have history with Hall or Nash, but he is a former WWF guy. I think Savage could have worked, though the NWO would have had a lot more edge to it, though. They would have been more
As long as he's not in that initial match, I could see it working.
Hold on, Toph. What if Miss Liz turned with him?
Oh.
That would have been more impactful?
No, because she was with Flair at the time.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, she dated Ric Flair? I didn't know that.
No. I mean, like in storyline, she was with Ric Flair at the time.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
La cucaracha. Woo!
Yeah. So this brings us to the fourth option, and this is the craziest one. This is the one that
HBK.
If this happens, the WWE that we know today,
that would have been pure death.
Exists.
So
option four is HBK. Paul shows up first. Nash shows up second. So let's just say, and so how would this happen? If HBK was the third man, this is how I see it goes down. WrestleMania 12, the boyhood dream does not come true. Brett wins. Sean pulls a hissy fit and he says, "Vince, I'm done." He lets his contract expire. He leaves. He goes to WCW. He goes through the crowd. He hits Sting with the super kick. Sean, Hall, and Diesel basically become like this weird hybrid amalgamation of DX and NWO combined. So DX never happens. And if Sean leaves WWF, then that means Triple H
would go with him.
WWF.
You basically have the click in WCW.
Yes, they have the click in WCW, and that means the DX never happens, which means that China probably also never debuts. That also means that Rick Rude never goes back there. And if DX doesn't happen, then that means the Montreal Screwjob never happens, which means that Brett doesn't get kicked in the head by Goldberg because he never leaves and goes to WCW.
And Vince never becomes heel.
And Owen Hart would probably still be alive too. There you go.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
that's the craziest one right there. That's the craziest one.
The only one that would have been Vince.
I ain't never think it like that. That would have totally destroyed WWE.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
The only one that would have been dead would have been Vince.
Because you needed everything to turn around for WWF. You needed DX, you needed Austin, you needed The Rock, everything.
You needed Tyson.
You know, you needed everything to work together.
Maybe if that happened, maybe we would have got Bret Austin for the title earlier. Maybe that would have been at 13, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah, it would have been Eric Bischoff.
That brings me to my thing.
189 weeks.
Austin would have won the Rumble, and Bret would have came in as champ.
Yeah.
Hey, can y'all imagine WCW being existing and WWE was the one who got bought out?
That's probably what would happen. And
and then there'd be no wrestling.
Yeah, it's funny because in this scenario, if Shawn Michaels went, right, then the only elephant in the room is like, what about Hogan? Because Hogan's still a politician. It's like, yeah, Hogan is a politician, but like, you know what they say, there's strength in numbers, even with creative control. Because if Shawn went, then Triple H would leave, which would mean that Sean Waltman would come too.
SummerSlam 02 would have happened a lot earlier.
Right, so
actually, no, I was thinking, well, what about Hogan going back to WWF? Then we could have got Hogan versus Austin. You never know.
That's probably what you would have got because even if Hogan had creative control, right? If WCW had Shawn, Nash, Paul, Triple H, and Waltman, all five of them, and say, for instance, okay, Hall and Nash were good buddies with DDP. So that whole like DDP joining them, but then DDP turns on them, you could still do that. And then Hogan could be like, brother, I don't think DDP's the guy. But then Sean Hall Nash can go to Bischoff and be like, yo, we want to put over DDP. And Hogan's like, well, brother, I got creative control. So I say, we're not doing it. Well, then Sean could be like, well, if you don't do what we're going to say, we're all going to fucking leave and go back to Vince. Bischoff is going to have his hands tied, and he's going to pick the click over Hogan. So then Hogan will say, fuck this. He'll leave, and then he'll go back to WWF. So then you'll get Hogan versus Austin, Hogan versus Rock, Hogan versus Angle, like fucking 98, 99.
Hey, so I have a question. If that scenario happened, do you think the O2 class would have went to WCW and did something down there? Just imagine if WCW was in WWE's place right now.
Because fucking Russo doesn't go in Power, so Cornette stays there, and he doesn't go to OVW and start that class.
Right. Yeah.
So we would never get no Cena.
I mean, you get them, you just want to get them trained in OVW.
You get Warrior back in WWF cutting the Crash the Plane Part 2 promo.
We gotta do more scenarios.
Like what if Sean didn't lose his smile? Yeah, because of him losing his smile, Brett faces Austin at 13.
Yeah.
It would have been Brett versus Sean.
It was supposed to be, but then he lost his smile because he didn't want to job the Brett.
Yeah, because the more you think about it, you get more stuff too. Because if Sean and all them go to WCW, then that affects the cruiserweight division. And so then, because guys like Hulk, right? Yeah, it does. It does because guys like Hogan would have been in Bischoff's ear, and he would have said guys like Eddie and Benoit and guys like that were too small. But Shawn Michaels was like the same size as them. Sean was no bigger than Eddie or any of those guys.
Yeah.
Hey, Toph, you see that questioning by Ballet Dancer? Make that that thing. Because Black Star, he got the ranks, and you could just do the what every week.
We could take it further because that also means Goldberg could end up in WWF and not WCW.
Because he almost signed with them to begin with.
You think so?
Yeah, I know one thing for sure.
I don't think Goldberg would have worked in WWF.
No,
would have, but he would have never had the undefeated streak.
Goldberg was at the right place at the right time, especially. All right, like for instance, right? It would have had to have been either him or Ken Shamrock that was going to be the star.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Right. Because they have like the sort of
the MMA shoot fighting style.
Yeah.
Yo, Toph, here's a what if. Here's a what if for you. What if Scott Steiner would have went to WWE a lot sooner, like at the.
You talk about like 1999.
This would be Nate shit. Yo, Nate, what happened with your What If Wednesdays?
Yeah, I don't do that no more. Yeah, I know.
He probably was asleep.
I just thought this is a really good one. I just thought this is a really good one because
Nate used to always do the What If Wednesdays.
I know one thing. Sid was still with no shit. So there,
Yeah. Now, as far as WWF is concerned, I know John will like this. I think he would, in the end, he would still be the guy we know, but it would have taken him a lot longer to get there. Everybody loves talking about The Rock and Stone Cold, but the truth is, the feud that put The Rock on the map was the Triple H feud. Triple H is in WCW, and that means the Nation DX feud in 97, 98 never happens. So.
Hey, what if?
So it'll just be the Hart Foundation then, probably, right?
What if?
Yeah, but Triple H wasn't really made until China came along. So
wait. So that means that The Rock probably faces Brett.
Like it would have been
like, on some real shit. Nate brings up a good point. Like, if China didn't come along, Triple H would have been dead in the water. China really ignited this.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, what if?
Right, and that would mean that we would never get, and if this idea happened, if Sean left and with WCW, then that would mean that we would never get DX or NWO as we know it. It would just be it would probably just be a click or something. And I think how it would be I think how it would be is I think Shawn would be the WCW champ, Nash would be the US champ, and because of Razor's friendship with the Kid and WWF, I think Razor and the Kid would be the tag champs instead of it being Nash and Hall. Though Nash and Hall work too, though. So
look what Virgo Bay said right here. It was so much stacked talent at WWF. Goldberg would have faded into the background.
Yeah, he would have ended up like right back.
I want to say that because remember, like he was still an explosive talent.
Yeah.
But I want to say like because you know how WWE is, WWF also. You know they stubborn. They was in the midst of pushing this dude, Ken Shamrock. Like,
hey, what about this? What about
back seat?
What about this?
Hold on, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Goldberg would definitely took a back seat, but I don't think he would have been lost in the shuffle because he was just that intense.
Yeah.
And Virgo Bay also said this: what if The Rock never got dropped from Canadian football? Like, she got a point with that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember that was a Rock's first. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to be a
backup plan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, what about this? What about this? What if none of the wrestlers, old time wrestlers, died like in the 90s and 2000s? Like, what if Owen Hart, Eddie Guerrero, a guy's name I won't mention here, was all still alive?
I think Owen Hart.
Well, Owen.
I think Owen would have left the business.
I don't think so because you go like 2 years after that. You got the whole ruthless aggression era with Jericho, Eddie, Benoit, Kurt Angle. That fits Owen perfectly.
Owen's last match would have been against Brett.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the biggest.
You think Owen would have went to WCW eventually?
No, he was going to retire. He was going to retire as soon as the contract was up.
Yeah, that's what I think so too. I thought
he bought a house.
We would have got at least one Eddie versus Owen Hart match.
No, I think the stuff that really fucking sucked was Brian Pillman's death because he could have had a fucking.
Yeah, he would have been world champion.
Hold on, that shit what Marcus just said. I would have loved to see a match like that. Owen Hart versus Eddie Guerrero.
Angle too.
I think if Owen never died, he would have retired early. Probably would have came back of a part-time schedule. I think he would have been one of the many WWF guys to go to TNA, just because TNA had a lighter schedule and
that would have worked for Owen. That would have
worked. Oh my god!
If Owen went to TNA, and that means he would have worked with a young AJ, Joe, Daniels.
That's what I was about to say.
All those guys.
Yeah.
Imagine Owen versus AJ.
And if Owen never died, then that would have been one more person. If we go under the impression that Owen lives, but then other guys like Eddie still die, then that could have been one person for Chris to talk to. So he wouldn't have gone crazy.
Well,
yeah. I also, why nobody mentioned Mr. Perfect? I said everybody.
Chris who?
Benoit.
That's why I mentioned his name. I was like a guy.
That dude.
That dude.
Fuck him. I'm gonna fuck. He could talk to the fucking Pope.
That's why I wanted his name.
But most of those guys, Marcus, most of those guys in a perfect world, if they never died, they probably would be in the PC working with Sean. You know, ideally.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, you talk about
Benoit for sure.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Benoit would have definitely been a trainer.
You wouldn't have to spread them out though. NXT can't get all of them.
Why not?
Pause. Yeah, pause.
You got different levels. You got the beginners. You got the head class. You got the beginners. You got the middle class. Like that, you could fit all those people in there to be trainers for sure.
You know good and damn well Brett doesn't have.
You got the Rodney Dangerfield class.
I got one last gut feeling. I got one last gut feeling. I don't know why I feel this way. The last thing I'll say about Sean going to WCW, I think the Clique would have outpowered Hogan I think Hogan would have gone back to WWF. I think DDP would have been all right in WCW because the Click liked DDP.
Do you think Macho Man would?
Yeah, he's friends with Nash.
But the person, I think, for some reason, I don't know why, I just have a feeling if the Click went to WCW, I feel like they would not be as big stars. I feel like Harlem Heat would get lost in the shuffle. And I feel like Booker, Stevie, and Sherry would leave and go to WWF. And we would have gotten Harlem Heat in WWF. Also, Booker was always good friends of Hogan. So,
we would have got a different evolution if this what if would have happened. The one you was talking about too.
Evolution wouldn't exist because Flair would still be in WCW and Triple H would be in WCW. So the evolution
would be in WCW
wouldn't exist.
Vince would probably fuck up the Harlem Heat.
I'm talking about like different members. Like it'd be Triple H and Ric Flair, but it'd be two different other members in Evolution.
I mean, you're assuming WWF still wins the war if Shawn leaves. I mean, you know.
Yeah, if that happens, we probably don't have wrestling now.
Like, hold on. Let me tell this story
because they were closing as soon as Time Warner bought out. No, as AOL bought out Time Warner.
Yeah,
they were getting rid of wrestling no matter what.
I would say this though. I would never say wrestling will be canceled as a whole.
No, but TV wrestling be a lot different.
When it comes to mainstream,
it would be on USA.
So basically, the wrestling would actually have more
viewership
if it was like that back then.
Number one thing I feel confident about is Shawn definitely was a headache and he was a politician. But the one advantage, the number one thing that I think would change this could be for the better or for the worse, because of Shawn's size, I feel like if he went to WCW, you would have had more guys like the wrestling we get now, like in modern day wrestling. I think it would have happened earlier because Hogan he felt that guys that were too small were not believable, you know. So you were never going to get Hogan versus use 96, 97 logic here.
I just don't get that understanding. Like
you would
just
have never
have
got
him sell
Hogan in 96 versus Eddie Guerrero or Hogan in 96 versus Booker T. But Shawn Michaels in 96.
Even though those guys were shorter and shorter inside, they still had a physique and stuff. They wasn't like no twins.
I remember when Harlem Heat first debuted in WCW. Then I remember this story that Booker T said. He said that when they first debuted, they were supposed to be, I think it was like plantation slaves or something like that.
Yeah, with Colonel Rob Parker.
With Colonel Rob Parker as a slave master, I was like, oh my God, if that happened.
Fucking Vince would have rebooked into like Alabama boys instead of Harlem Heat. I guarantee it. Fucking Vince will see now. Fucking Alabama boy.
No, you would have called him Houston Heat.
Yo, Houston Heat. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Houston Heat.
Then I remember
Negro Heat.
What Mick Foley said in a WCW in a ECW promo. When he said that they should that Tommy Dreamer should go to WCW, that they can make anything.
Well, he was supposed to be an American male.
Wait, hold on. Now that you mentioned that, Nate, you know more about ECW than any of us. If Tommy Dreamer, or as Sandman says, Bummy Dreamer, if Dreamer left ECW and went to WWF or WCW, would that have affected?
He would have been flopped.
Would that have affected ECW?
I think it would. I think he would have flopped because he was like a big fish in a small pond in ECW. He was like a key guy, especially with Raven there. Yeah, he would have flopped.
But if he left ECW, would it have hurt ECW?
No. They could have recovered. Yeah.
Okay.
It would have hurt him more.
ECW's best time frame was when they had Cactus Jack, Tommy Dreamer, Raven.
Too Cold Scorpio was great.
Scorpio is phenomenal.
Yeah, Guerrero, Malenko.
Still to this day, Too Cold Scorpio is crazy. Still to this day.
I seen him work like 2 years ago.
Who remembers that song on WCW Saturday Night about Too Cold Scorpio?
Oh, when he's dancing on the playground with the kids?
Yes.
Is that the one?
Oh, the music video.
God.
Yeah.
Tuco! Here comes Tuco Scorpio.
Kid with the starter jacket.
Yeah, that's probably like the best what if I've ever thought of. I got to think of another one for next week. It won't be as good.
Man.
Yeah, he's playing what if.
He was doing the fucking Running Man.
Oh,
You already said
no.
it before we go, Sandman. You already said it a couple of shows ago. The biggest what if I would say is I think you said jokingly, you said what if COVID never happened? And not to troll you, if COVID never happened, there's no tribal chief.
Nope.
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 You know what? I gotta ponder on that for a little while.
Because you don't have the
You know why you gotta ponder on
storytelling
that?
you have.
Because it was in the works. It really was.
Right, but you don't have the storytelling that you had leading with that whole J feud going into it, because with him talking throughout the match, you wouldn't be able to hear that stuff.
The best part of early Tribal Chief was when that reveal happened. When Roman said, "I'm not signing this contract," and then the camera panned
to Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Yo,
I think COVID is why.
Hold on, chill. Hold on. I'm gonna say this shit because I never said this before. My lady called that shit from way before. This when this dude Roman Reigns still had the bulletproof vest with petroleum jelly on that shit.
Petroleum jelly.
Yo, like, you know, everybody is always saying at the time, like, oh, Roman Reigns needs to turn heel, Roman Reigns needs to turn heel. And I was, you know, I did a video about this shit. I was like, you know what, Roman Reigns, you can just turn him heel if he doesn't have a character, right? And she had watched the video. This is like years ago. She had watched the video and she was saying, yo, babe, I seen your video, yada, yada, yada. We was talking about it. And she's like, you know what would be funny? If Paul Heyman was to join this dude, Roman Reigns. And I'm like, please, that'll never happen. He'll never leave this dude Brock Lesnar's side. Like, him and Brock Lesnar's attached to the knee. Look what happened.
When I saw Paul Heyman, I was like, oh shit, they're pulling it off. They're gonna pull it off.
Yeah, like, my lady she called that shit years ago. She was like, yo, I'm telling you, yo, I'm like, babe, that's never gonna happen. Because remember, like, you know, of course, this dude Paul Heyman, he did his bullshit, like when it came to Big Show or whatever.
Yeah, they might
but Roman Reigns after the wars these motherfuckers done had.
See, I think I think COVID is why we have the tribal chief, simply because of his condition and you know, his history of cancer. You know, Roman was like, fuck this, I'm not risking it, and he stayed home for a bit, and Vince just got desperate, and it just was like, okay, what can we do to bring you back? And you know, because I remember, like, I'm sure you guys remember the stories, because from what I remember hearing, and not to get too political, but a good portion of the roster, if this to be believed, they really weren't protecting themselves and they didn't take that shit seriously.
Mm-hmm.
There was really only two wrestlers that I'm aware of that were like, they did take it seriously: Roman and Owens. And then I think Vince he met up with Owens and Roman and was like, what should we do? And they were both like, you need to fucking like put like a fee you have to pay if you don't wear a mask or something, like one warning, and then like if you do it again, like you're gone or something like that. And then Roman was like, well, since we're here, let's talk about creative. And Vince was like, fine, I'll let you do whatever you want, because up to that point Vince had always tried to push Roman as a face, which never really worked. So I feel like COVID, it gave Roman the wiggle room to kind of manipulate Vince to finally go in the way he wanted to go for his character. You know what I mean? So
that reveal was probably one of the greatest reveals this era.
And I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there with it, Toe. It's like, I think this dude, Vince McMahon, owed this dude, Roman Reigns, because
for sure.
and because remember when this dude, Roman Reigns had fought the Miz, and the Miz had a cold or whatever. Oh, he had COVID. He had COVID, and this dude, Vince McMahon didn't even tell Roman Reigns that he had COVID. And remember, this dude, Roman Reigns, is still in remission. And this dude was tight about that shit. Look it up. He was tight about that shit. Like, yo, how you gonna sit there and have me fight the Miz knowing that he got COVID and I'm in remission? And then he stayed home for like a month. Like a month, I would say. And that's when his whole direction changed. With the whole show up, wreck shop, leave, that t-shirt that he had.
Yeah. I remember that. That was a good
show. But anyways, I'm about to shut shit down because I ain't gonna lie. I got 2 back-to-back doubles this weekend. So can't stay home for too much longer than up to the 2-hour mark. You know what I mean? Yo, listen. Y'all already know, man. Thanks for the likes. You guys are awesome. Tuesday, we're going to pull up again. As I see, supposedly Edge retired. I'm not fucking...
Nah.
I'm not jacking it.
Nah. He won it. He won. He is not not going out on his back in WWE.
And on some real G shit, like, you know why they doing that shit, because there was no bloodline tonight. So they needed something to wheel the people in. I get it.
So why not Edge in Canada?
Like I said,
you know what I mean? I get it.
I will fly to London, England to pimp slap Tony Khan if he brings Edge.
He's not going there, man. Wrap it up. Edge is not going there. Jey Uso is not going there. Like, if anything, if Lacey Evans go there, I can see that. She'll be making a big mistake, but I can see it.
I will show Tony Khan my companion is way strong.
That's why. The only place he's going is OnlyFans.
Yeah, Sergeant Slut. Like, she gonna be on some bullshit up over there. Anyways, Tuesday we're gonna pull up. Y'all ready for the vibes? Yo,
all right.
Hold on. Before we get up out of here, if y'all watch the replays and all that, comment, hit the thumbs up, all that shit. I'm loving the interaction when it comes to the comments. Just keep this, you know what I mean? Keep them shits flying towards this way. We got things on the way. And I'm gonna let y'all know this also, right? There's a delay when it comes to certain things. It's not because of me.
All right.
It's really not because of me. Like, I need motherfuckers that's more serious when it comes to artwork and shit like that.
Yeah, I got nothing on that one.
You know what I mean? Like, or when it comes to editing, what may have you. You know what I mean? A lot of motherfuckers be full of shit. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm not saying no names, but a lot of motherfuckers be on some bullshit. And they need to get it together. You know what I mean? Because the money's there. I'm just waiting on you. Get your shit together. Don't promote your shit if you're not about this shit.
Hey.
Anyways, we wrapping it up, Marcus.
I was about to say something.
It is midnight. Just
wrapping it up, Marcus. All right,
happy
my
birthday.
dude. Yo, see y'all on Tuesday, y'all.
All right, yo.
All right, later, guys.
Have
a good weekend, everybody.
Have a good weekend.